This is to me is almost out of balance in a sense because there is a lot of vigor in here, a lot of canopy growth. When I look at 3.5 feet of growth and the shoot tips are still pretty active at this point in time, and we need to slow this down. But it's also the fact that when we do our mildew sprays, we're incorporating and into the tank load not just for mildew, but we're also putting in some micronutrients to help with bloom, to make sure that we have a positive set, and that could be zinc, boron, sometimes molybdenum, and some other things that we're using as well. So we're trying to make sure that at least we can set a good crop in our vineyards, and if that means we have to come back and thin a little bit of fruit because there's too much, so be it. But it's better than trying to say, well, we don't have the fruit to thin because we didn't perhaps put in the tank load zinc or boron or some of these micronutrients like molybdenum, so therefore we're not going to have a very good crop. So to me, again, I look at the overall balance of these vines, and when I see laterals pushing with second crop on them, that's an indicator that they're slightly over vigorous. But with the split canopy pruned vines like this in a GDC, that is not too bad for this particular site. And again, when I look at the quantity of clusters, sure, we're going to have to remove perhaps some wings or shoulders, any fruit that might be bunched up, but it's not going to be as much as we would think. As these berries still size, these are only about half the size of what they're normally going to be. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, they're going to basically double in size and then stop sizing for the most part. And we're going to be heading into veraison probably in the middle of July. Veraison being the berry softening, the color change, the purples, the hues of pink, the purples that we normally see. That's when these vines are really starting to put the carbohydrates back into the maturity cycle of ripening. You know, for hopefully the next 45 days after veraison starts, we could be thinking about quote-unquote harvest. So that's why everything is leaning forward to that harvest period. Cannot tell you when this particular vineyard would be harvested because there's a lot of factors that get involved that are beyond my control as far as that is.